Hi, it's Michael. It's a long weekend, kind of coolish weekend, and the home base is that way, the destination hotel is that way, nature is all around, and the bike is here. Blue sky is there, sun is there, all perfect. Let's go riding for 3 days. Motorcycle trips don't need to be epic and dramatic. There is no need to fjord Siberian rivers, withstand very strong winds in Patagonia, or circumnavigate the continent. Just grabbing a day or a long weekend and going for a ride to a campground, motel, hotel just outside of your usual place. That's enough. I'm just enjoying that. This particular trip is to a very scenic area in kind of central Ontario. It's actually what I would call the most scenic place in Ontario, in this part of Ontario. And please keep in mind that most of Ontario is fairly flat. It could be called undulating flat land. And most of our roads are laser straight and go on forever. So when there is a curve, it's a reason for celebration. So this particular area is close to 200 kilometers away from my home. Oh, almost missed the parking lot. They don't bother signing it. So there is a nice view from here into a valley coming just now. But anyway, so this area about 140 to 200 kilometers away from my place in Toronto is in England it would be probably called an area of outstanding natural beauty. And it has some hills, some valleys, it has some scenic, somewhat winding roads. So it's a nice place for motorcyclists to go. And it's right by Georgian Bay, and Georgian Bay is, of course, an exclusive member of the Lake Huron family. You can see some ski slopes on the other side, and I would call them suicide hills. I was once there in summer and I tried to walk part of it uphill, and it was extremely hard to walk it uphill. It is so steep. So if people are willing to risk their lives to go down such steep hills, oh well. The road is now descending from a plateau down towards Georgian Bay, which can be glimpsed in the distance in this video in some spots, towards the town of Collingwood. And that's one of the kind of frustrations of filming rides, is that the camera perspective flattens the land, and the wide angle which is necessary for shooting the rides pushes away the landscape, so it is difficult to convey how the landscape really looks. Trust me, it looks much nicer, much more engaging in person than it does in these videos. We are now about to enter Pretty River Valley, and the hills you see in the background are some of the tallest hills in Ontario. The elevation is about 500 meters above sea level, which is about 1650 feet above sea level, something like that. And now the road goes through Pretty River Provincial Park, and it's nicely twisty. The speed is limited, so it's not possible to blast through there, and it wouldn't make sense anyway, since the nature is beautiful and there can be gravel and stuff in the turns, in the curves, so it doesn't make sense to go too fast anyway. The road is climbing up. It is a decently steep climb. If you would be pedaling it on a bicycle, you'd work up some good sweat. This section of the twisty road is maybe 5-6 kilometers long, and then it gets to the top of the plateau. Yep, this is the top of the plateau, and now the roads continue towards my hotel, fairly straight and not so photogenic. Very shortly we'll be entering Beaver Valley, through which Beaver River flows. It's a very unique valley, and the scenery that will open up very shortly is spectacular, and unfortunately the camera doesn't do it justice. Here it comes. The camera doesn't do it justice. It flattens it, as already mentioned, and pushes it away from the viewer, but in person is just awe-inspiring. And I remember several years ago I was here on my Vespa scooter returning from a tour, and the roads leading to this valley are straight, flat, and all of a sudden you come here and the valley opens up in front of you, and there are those relatively tall hills, and I had to stop the scooter and just stood there open mouth, and it was just incredible experience. And Beaver River is used by canoeists, kayakers. There are some outfitters that rent kayaks and canoes. So it's quite a popular destination. And of course, in the fall, when the colors are changing, when the leaves are turning, this is just amazing here. Now coming to Beaver River, and one of the 3 or 4 access points for canoeists. Beaver River zigzags or winds through the valley, so one can actually spend a good number of hours paddling down and up the river. The current is not very fast, and some years there is not much water, so some portaging needs to be done. Now there is enough water, so the canoeists I met were quite happy with it. I overshot the turn. It was hard to tell that the intersection was there. It looked like it could have been some the path going to the field or some property. So a little bit of maneuvering there. now approaching Flower Ridge, across Beaver River, of course. of the day. This one dips through the foot of the valley, and after that it's heading back to the hotel. So today was dedicated just to Beaver Valley, to getting to it and crisscrossing it. So it was slightly over 160 kilometers of riding, which is slightly over 100 miles of riding, and including all the breaks and picture taking and so on. It took basically the whole day, and it was extremely enjoyable. And met quite a decent number of bikers along the way. For the trip back home, the morning was really chilly and quite breezy, and the roads were beautiful for riding, though nothing extraordinary to film, except for Pine River Valley. And yes, this is a picture of the Pine River, and it is called a river. And so there are some beautiful twisties, and here comes a short video. Through Pine River Valley winds this beautiful 16 kilometers or 10 miles long road that is quite a popular destination with motorcyclists and sports car enthusiasts. And the speed is limited, plus there is gravel in the curves, so it doesn't make sense to go very fast.